Понял, под моим управлением. Наблюдаю у вас
Hello guys,
292
once
на
again, we
94
are here
полторы
with
тысячи.
the F-8E Crusader. So we have another video on one of the F8s. I'm especially doing this video because we already know that the F4J is coming, probably this week. So I mean, this is the normal path that you're going to use to actually get the F8. So the F4J, I mean. So of course, I'm going to show a little bit of it to you guys on how to use it. I made a video on the F3H, on the F8U, and now the F8E. So check it out the channel and subscribe to see more, of course. So yeah, let's get into it. So the changes that we have are the missiles, the weapon systems, the radar that we use, and yeah, basically this is it. And of course the engine, as you see, it's a little bit better. So the engine on the F8U has 80 kilonewtons and the engine on the F8E has 500 kilos more, or basically 5 kilonewtons more of thrust. So it's a little bit better in performance. But the main difference, as I said, was the weapon system. So instead of just the AIM-9Ds, of course I'm getting ready for the update so that I can get the the upgrade bonuses. But yeah, basically the main difference is the AIM-9C. So it has the same AIM-9D that the 8U had, but now we have the AIM-9C, which is the same missile. It's basically the same missile, the same stats, everything is the same, but it has a radar homing head. So it's radar homing. Normally the loadout that I use is two IR versions and two radar versions. The radar version is not that reliable. Sometimes the radar, especially in low altitudes, the missile just, even if you have the lock, the missile probably loses. I mean, the missile loses lock, but it's probably because of the ground clutter. It's not a modern missile like a Sparrow or an 23 or 24 that has. Um, I don't know the name of it, but if you know, let me know in the comments. But it has a different type of sensor that basically just eliminates every um, ground clutter that you have. It's not the pulse Doppler radar, of course. It is in the missile itself. So yeah, so you can have problems with it guiding at low altitudes. Okay, you have also the fires and chaff, and for 20mm cannons, the Colts, the Browning Colts, which are pretty reliable cannons. You just have to watch out for, especially before you get the new 20mm cannon upgrade. Watch out for spread and especially for seizures and jamming. Okay, don't hold the button, the trigger for too long of a time. Okay, so basically this is it. The radar is the APQ-84, which is a much better radar than the F8U, but the way that you play is basically the same. You have the same BR, but I want to complain a little bit of this aircraft because we don't have an RWR. So I don't know why Gaijin did this. Maybe it's for balancing purposes. But the F8U has an RWR, as you see here. RWR, the APR27. It has even the modification on it. But once you get into the F8E, you don't have an RWR. And that kinda, it's a problem especially when you're facing top tiers 11.3, because you're not gonna be able to see if a lot of people is actually locking you. So the idea that I'm going to show you guys is that even though the F8U is great flying at high altitudes, it's even faster. I mean, it's much faster than in low altitudes, of course, every aircraft is, but it kinda, the Crusader doesn't pass Mach 1 at low altitudes, and at high altitudes it can. A level flight pretty easily. But not having the RWR makes this aircraft kinda dangerous to fly at high altitudes. So basically the idea here is to actually fly at low altitudes. And of course we have also the IRST, which helps a little bit. Doesn't help me guide anything, but yeah, basically this is it. So let's get into some battles and I see you guys in a bit. So, just a quick thing, I use 45 minutes of fuel. I know it's a lot, but it really helps because this aircraft has a lot of ammo. So, and the mixed loadout for the flares and chaff. Okay, so let's take off. As you see, we have a pretty normal BR here. It's kind of a middle ground. It has a lot of 11.0s and some 11.3s. Okay, so it's a pretty modern one. We have these combat flaps, which are basically slats for combat, and we also have the landing flaps that change the wing profile, just like the F-8U, but this one is not bugged on the right side. So let's get the flaps out of here. Of course, I always advise using that type of radar, so the middle one. It's pretty fast to actually lock somebody. You don't have the acquire mode for uh, very near engagements and dogfights and stuff. So yeah. So yeah, the idea here is of course is flying low, and everybody's losing their mind because of the F4J and AIM-7s. But yeah, and we also have the IRST, something which is commonly known by Russian players by now, but this is the first aircraft that also gets it for other three. So yeah, pretty cool to have this. It's kind of um, a heat sensor, just a heat sensor for you to scan. So yeah, not very useful, but just like in real life, this was not very useful. So yeah, as you see, we are too low to actually use the radar here to guide the AIM-9C because of the ground clutter, but tried a couple of shots. So the idea here is to actually fly low. You have to be careful when flying low. This aircraft has the same bug. As you see, you're hardly able to tell, but once you are at Mach 9, 0.98 for example, you can have some troubles passing the to Mach 1. The aircraft it's kind of weird. You know, it's kind of, you know, yeah, wing is off. Drop some flares. He's dead. Just not gonna bother because there's so many people here. Yeah, the Mirage is the main problem here. But yeah, turned away. Let's try to help. I mean, see a lot of enemies, but not a lot of friendlies. Yeah, because everybody's dead already. Of course they are. I mean, it's Russian and Japanese. A lot of Kais and EJs. Yeah, this is problematic. But, I mean, we can only wait until we get the F4J for the US to help. Come on. Yeah, that was dangerous, but too many aircraft. Yeah, look at that. Holy. Yeah, so we are completely dead, basically, because there's too many enemies to actually deal with here. But it's fine. I mean, it's the matchmaking, right? So what else you can do? To try to run a little bit, make them spread. It should help that guy, but with a guy like that so close to me, I think it's the BIS. I think. So it is problematic if it's the BIS. Not faster than him, and then I don't turn better than him. Yeah, it's the BIS. I'm going to try to make him overshoot. I mean, don't break aircraft. Yes. Yeah, I'm probably dead. There's somebody coming behind me. That was close. Yes. Jesus, yeah. But yeah, it's too many people, so we cannot do anything. Let's get into the another one. So yeah, here we are, guys. Another battle. Let's check if I can do something. So the idea behind the IRST is pretty cool actually. The Navy actually wanted to use because normally at low altitude, especially over terrain there it was not sea, the radars of the Navy were not good basically. So the idea here was to use the IRST at low altitudes, but it was kind of unreliable and it didn't work basically every single time, so they kind of departed from that idea, which is kind of sad because it's one of the best ideas that the Russians used in their aircraft even today. Some European aircraft also use them, like the Typhoon, I think. Oh, come on, mate. Oh, it's the R23T, but yeah, pretty cool idea behind it, but it's kind of hard when you 9 out of 10 battles you're facing top tiers. So we kind of have a good matchmaking now down here. So we are going to try to climb now, even though we don't have the RWR. There's probably no aircraft that had radar missiles in the other side, so we should be fine. Let's climb and let's try to intercept some targets. Yeah, a couple of Jaguars. They changed the black dots that you used to see, you know, and now the radar is very useful in this type of battle. I mean, you could go for those guys, but I really want to try the show to you guys the. Yeah, a lot of people will go for them, I think. Yeah, I really want to show the radar missiles. They're not that great, but they're pretty useful sometimes. As you see, they're kind of 15 kilometers. That guy is dead. There you go. There's a target here. Let's try to have a Fox 1. Splash 1, as you see, pretty useful. Yeah, gotta get out of here. A lot of enemies here. Come on, missile. Oh, that was close. That was really close. But yeah, as you see, the radar and the missile system is not perfect, but I mean, it's very useful. I mean, I kind of pushed the envelope a little bit on the AIM-9 there, but it probably was better to just maintain the missile. But yeah, let's try to use the AIM-9D now and try to stay alive from this lightning. Yeah, flares are OP right now. I have to make him overshoot. Right. Jesus, what happened to my camera? Critical hit. Maybe he's going down. Come on. Go down, man. I'm going to shoot a missile. Oh, well. I guess the missile worked, right? Made him crash, so yeah. Yeah, cheers for that guy. But yeah, let's try to use the last missile. Of course we won. But not by much. There's not a lot of people doing a lot of stuff in my team, but yeah. So, as you see, the idea of using 2 IR missiles and 2 radar missiles is pretty good. Not the greatest strategy. I mean, the AIM-9D is pretty more reliable, but with the flares being really OP right now, using the radar missiles, especially in the start of the battle, it also helps a lot. So yeah, that was, ignore that. That was pretty bad. But yeah, the Yak is nearby. Come on, missile. Fox 2. Splash another one. Yeah, but I love this type of Navy aircraft. They're pretty amazing. I just yeah, you see that kind of weird. Hold up. Kind of a weird thing that happens with the nose of the aircraft is the rudder. The F-8 rudders, it's kind of weird. So yeah, but the idea here is try to stay fast. Watch out for, especially for breaking your wings. It's pretty easy to break your wings if you're doing some weird maneuvers, rolling and pulling. So yeah, yeah. Look at the nose of the aircraft. Kind of weird, right? It goes to the right and to the left. It's like the used to be like the MiG-19 was kind of like that. It was pretty hard to use sometimes, but yeah, GG and a good battle. I mean, it's really easy to get aces with this aircraft if you get the right BR. But if you have I mean like top tier BR, you're probably going to be destroyed. Especially not having RWR. I don't know. I really don't understand why this aircraft doesn't have the RWR, but you know, something that you have to kind of to deal with. Just for you to know, this aircraft is pretty amazing. So if you maintain the speed, it's not a very fast speed in max speed, but it's a very good accelerating speed aircraft. So yeah, as you see here, F8. Look at the kill-to rate and the wing rate. So it's a pretty good aircraft in general to use. I mean, it's kind of finicky, you know. It has a very high compression at high speeds near Mach. But you know, it's very useful, very good. It is a gunfighter still, even though it has the missiles. The main armament that you're going to have is the cannons. It has pretty good cannons. You just have to watch out. Just keep tapping the gun trigger because the gun is it's pretty good at jamming, especially at the beginning when you're stuck. So yeah, take care of yourselves while doing that. And I see you guys on the next one. Probably we'll see the patch this week. So yeah, keep an eye out for my videos, and I see you guys on the next one. Thank you for your support and subscribe. Bye guys.